Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're breaking down a really fascinating European showdown. You've got the Czech champions, Slavia Prague, taking on Premier League giants, Arsenal. And believe me, this one is a classic clash of styles with some seriously juicy stats behind it.
All right, let's get right into it. Think of this as the tail of the tape. In one corner, you've got Slavia Prague, a team that's basically a fortress on their own turf. And in the other corner, an Arsenal side that's an absolute juggernaut right now. They look pretty much unstoppable. Yeah, this has all the ingredients for a classic European night.
So, here's how we're going to break this all down. We'll set the stage, compare their current form, take a look at the history books, crunch some of the key numbers, and then we'll try to pinpoint the matchups on the field that could decide everything. Okay, first up, let's set the stage. We're in Prague at the Fortuna Arena for a huge, high-stakes European battle.
You know, for Slavia, this is a massive test, right? It's a chance to prove that their dominance in the Czech league can actually translate to the biggest stage in Europe. And for Arsenal, well, this is about cementing their status as a real continental powerhouse and keeping that perfect start to their campaign rolling.
Now, for what I think is maybe the most interesting part of this whole thing, their form. Because it is a real tale of two clubs, a complete night and day situation when you look at how these teams have been playing.
Domestically, Slavia are, well, a fortress. I mean, just look at this. They've lost just one time all season. They're on a run of 5 straight clean sheets, and they haven't lost a single game at home since way back in April. That is seriously impressive. But, and this is a huge but, in the Champions League, it's a totally different story. That fortress, it just seems to crumble. They are on a staggering 14-match winless run in this competition, a streak that goes all the way back to 2007. It's just wow.
And then you flip the coin, and you've got Arsenal. They are riding this massive wave of momentum. We're talking 9 wins in a row across all competitions. The team is absolutely flying. And in Europe specifically, they've been perfect. 3 games played, 3 wins, and get this, not a single goal conceded. And that run includes that huge 4-0 demolition of Atletico Madrid. Now that was a statement to the rest of Europe.
All right, next, let's dig into the history books. Because when these two sides, and even when teams from their countries have met before, a very, very clear pattern starts to emerge. So, looking at their direct head-to-head encounters, the story is pretty unambiguous. In the 4 times they've played, Arsenal have won 2 and drawn 2. Slavia are still searching for that very first victory against the Gunners.
And you know what? It's not just an Arsenal thing. Slavia's struggles really extend to English opposition in general. They're winless in their last 7 home matches against English clubs, and in all those games, they've scored only a single goal. Just 1. On the other side of that coin, Arsenal have historically just dominated Czech teams. They are unbeaten in 10 matches, and incredibly, they've kept 8 clean sheets in the process. I mean, that's just total dominance.
So, history is clearly against Slavia, but let's look beyond just wins and losses. Some specific performance stats give us a much deeper insight into the tactical dynamics we can probably expect to see. Okay, so the expected goals model, which basically measures the quality of scoring chances a team gives up, it reveals a really crucial vulnerability. Despite being so strong at home, Slavia's defense gives up a ton of high-quality chances in Europe. Their XG against is 9.3, which ranks them among the most vulnerable defenses in the entire competition.
Now, this chart illustrates Arsenal's game plan perfectly. They are patient, they wear teams down, and then they strike. A massive 7 of their 8 European goals this season have come after halftime. It just shows you how lethal they are in that second half.
However, it's not all doom and gloom for the home side. Here's a potential chink in Arsenal's armor. While their overall defensive record is stellar, on the road in Europe, they've only managed 1 clean sheet in their last 7 games. This suggests Slavia might just get a chance.
Ultimately, while tactics and history are super important, games like this are often decided by moments of individual brilliance. So, let's look at the players who could be the real difference makers. We're going to zero in on 2 players who I think really represent their team's core strengths. For Slavia, it's their fast-starting striker, Mojmir Chitil. And for Arsenal, it's their midfield engine and set-piece specialist, Declan Rice. Chitil is the man Slavia will be relying on for an early breakthrough. He's in good form, he's scored in his last 2 games, and he has this really distinct pattern. 3 of his 4 goals this season have come inside the first 20 minutes of the match. He is absolutely their early threat.
For Arsenal, Declan Rice is just central to their success. He's been involved in 5 goals already this season, but his real impact comes from set pieces. His delivery is world-class, like we saw when he assisted the opener against Atletico. He's a constant threat.
And finally, of course, you've got the wild card. Injuries. Both squads are facing potential absences, with doubts over Slavia's defenders Mboji and Boril and Arsenal's key attackers Zubimendi and Gyökeres. Honestly, who's actually fit to play could have a huge say in the final result. Which leaves us with the ultimate question. It's a classic unstoppable force versus an immovable object scenario. Will Arsenal's flawless European form continue? Or can Slavia Prague, in front of their home fans, finally break that long and painful 16-year Champions League curse? It's going to be fascinating to find out.